everyone, welcome to my presentation on India. My name is Vincent Johnson, and I will be narrating over the next 10 minutes the many exciting aspects of India's geography, culture, and fashion. India reflects a very strong expression in which we have learned over the semester that fashion is not an island, it is a true response. So let's start by looking at where in the world is India. Alright, so the geography of India. India is positioned on the Indian subcontinent in South Central Asia. It is located both below the eastern and northern hemisphere. It's bordered by the Arabian Sea, which we see to the left of the country, which is that huge body of water, and then also the Bay of Bengal, which is the huge body of water to the east of the country. Also surrounded by the Gulf of Mannar and the Indian Ocean. The countries that surround India are Pakistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Burma. The capital city of India is New Delhi, which is in the northern part of the country. The dominant religion of the country is Hinduism, followed by Islam. Also, the official languages of India are Hindi, which is the language of those who practice Hinduism, and English. The word Hindi actually comes from its roots, which are from Sanskrit. The Sanskrit language goes back to nearly 5000 BC, and the name Hindi arrives from the Persian word Hind. Hind means land of the Indus River. The Indus River, as we all know today, mostly flows through Pakistan. It also passes through Tibet and northern India. Hindi was the first official language of India in 1965. So more so in the, I would say, recent years of our current generation. So what continues and what has reflected India and this society in this region of the world? For the first thing that we do see is their flag. The flag has 3 horizontal bands of color. The top color is saffron, which stands for, which Indians relate to courage and sacrifice. The middle color, the white color, is related to the truth and peace of oneself, as well as seen in others and in life in general. And the lowest color that we see here, or the color at the bottom, the green color, is what is resembled as faith, fertility, and chivalry. The emblem that we see in the center here is a Buddhist drama chakra, which is what it is called. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Or what we relate to it as the Wheel of Life. And this Wheel of Life is what kind of pulls together everything that that flag and those colors represent. Okay, moving right along. We will talk about these amazing fabrics and costumes and the meaning of the colors as well as the detail of these fabrics that are used in what we see in this picture. However, what the act is dancing, and dancing is one of India's most highly developed arts and was an integral part of worship in the inner shrines of every temple, and is notable for its expressive hand movements. All of these beautiful costumes that were used for dancing and their wonderful dresses is definitely an iconic staple to what the Indian culture is really known for. The majority of Indian women wear traditional costumes, and the men in India can be found in more of a conventional Western clothing type of attire. Tailored clothing is also very common in India, as women's blouses have to be made to fit, and clothing for both men and women has evolved, and it is keeping designers busy, especially more so nowadays that we see emerging markets in our modern day fashion, even on the runway shows in New York. 2 silhouettes that are most famous in the sense of tradition when it comes to women's fashion is the traditional Indian dress known as sari. It can be worn in many different ways, and a sari underneath it are a couple of other different garments which completes the entire look. Under the sarai is the petticoat, which is a waist-to-floor length skirt. It's tied tightly at the waist by a drawstring and a keoli. A keoli is a blouse that extends just below the bust. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm pretty sure I am. The salwar kameez is the second most popular dress that I was speaking of, and this is really gaining popularity fast with much younger generations. It's not as traditional as the sarai is. The salwar kameez is a dress that evolved as a comfortable and respectable garment for women in Kashmir and Punjab. It is immensely popular on all regions of India, and basically these are pajama-like trousers drawn tightly in at the waist and at the ankles. Over the salwars, women wear a long and loose dress known as a kameez, and they may come across women wearing a chudiyar instead of a salwar. And the chudiyar is similar to the salwar, but is tighter fitting at the hips, thighs, ankles, and more like leggings. And over this specific garment, one may wear a collarless or mandarin color dress called a kurta, which is a top. Okay, bringing it right back to the most popular dress and silhouette, which is known as a sari. The old sari has kept its popularity throughout many centuries because of its total simplicity and practical comfort, and it was combined with this sense of luxury and sexuality a woman experiences. For a single length of material, the sari is the most versatile garment in existence. It's a rectangular piece of cloth, which is 5 to 6 yards in length, and the style, color, and texture of this cloth varies, and it may be made from cotton, silk, or other several man-made fabrics and materials. So here's how to wear a sari. The first thing you do is tie the petticoat tightly at the waist. You tuck the top right corner of the sari into the petticoat at the navel, which is your belly button, and wrap it around the waist anti-clockwise. You want to make sure the lower end of the sari touches the floor. Then, at the tucked in end, you hold the top edge of the sari with the right hand between stretched forefinger and thumb and start making pleats. So you just kind of want to pleat the fabric. You want to make about 6 of these, about 6 inches wide, holding them together at the navel level, your belly button, and ensure they fall evenly on the floor. Once that's done, you want to tuck the pleats together into the petticoat. Keeping the navel at the center of the pleats is crucial to making sure everything comes out perfectly. The tucked in pleats should spread like a Chinese fan as they fall towards the floor. Also, it's a good idea to pin in the pleats together at the top with a big safety pin before tucking it into the petticoat, as you see in these images. Then you want to drape the remaining fabric around the waist anti-clockwise once more and take it over your left shoulder so that it falls on your back and goes down to your knees, as you can see in the images here. Once that's done, you want to secure the portion of the fabric on your left shoulder by pinning it to the blouse at the shoulder with a small safety pin. This will keep the palu in place, and you can enjoy this beautiful piece of clothing with a complete look by simply following these steps. So thank you all for watching my presentation on India. I think it's very important to see how a culture correlates themselves and exposes themselves in the relation through fashion. As we always have heard, fashion is not an island, it is a response, and we can definitely see this through multiple silhouettes and throughout the entire culture of India. Thank you for watching.